When I'm working with a client and they tell me that they are desperately wanting to get in a relationship, but they can't attract the right person, the first thing I ask them is, okay, my love, I need you to be really honest with me. Do you actually want to be in a healthy, committed relationship? Or is there something inside you that needs to feel loved and validated and feel like you are safe and chosen? Because yes, ostensibly on the surface, we all want to have a healthy, fun, loving, great relationship. But sometimes we block that relationship from coming into our life because we have this unhealed wound around truly needing to feel loved, safe, validated, or chosen. And if we could heal that wound, we could get the truly healthy relationship that we want. Because if that isn't healed, the perfect person could show up and tell you, oh my God, you're the one and I love you so much. I see you, I choose you. And you'll either sabotage that or it won't be real. It'll just be love bombing coming from a narcissist or borderline or sociopath. And we do not want that. That is the opposite vibe we're going for. So let's get into it. So what's going on is that at some point you created a neural pathway and a feedback loop that created a negative and false belief around love and your worthiness. It could be so many things. If you're unaware of this, I often encourage my clients to do journaling around this. Just dig deep and don't be afraid of whatever comes up. But the beliefs can look like, I'm only valuable if I'm being chased. I'm only valuable if I'm outwardly being desired by someone. Love is chaotic. I have to overextend myself to earn a small amount of love. People are unpredictable and dangerous, especially people that like me. And I have to work so hard to keep their attention and love. I have to basically abandon myself and completely cater to this other person in order to keep them and feel loved. Those are just a few common subconscious negative beliefs that people hold. But what are yours? And please don't be embarrassed. Whatever you can bring into the light, you can heal and dissolve. Because these negative and false belief systems around love and your worthiness have unconsciously created high cortisol states, and you're associating love with chaos and anxiety. And I want you to get to a place where your baseline state is peace. We have such a solid sense of self, and no matter if you're in a relationship or not, you're at peace and you're in love with yourself. And I know it sounds trite or maybe cheesy, but when you really love yourself, attracting a healthy relationship is very natural. But it really does start with having that internal sense of true love for yourself and feeling the peace that comes with that. But when we haven't identified and healed that trauma, we associate anything that's not chaotic or poking those old wounds as being boring, or we're just not into it. Because you're literally addicted to the chaos. And when I say that, I mean a true addiction. You have neural pathways and feedback loop, surges of dopamine that come addictive that are around, I have to earn this person, I have to chase this person. They don't want me, I want them more. Or they're love bombing me and I like that, and then they withdraw and I have to chase that love bombing again. That love bombing is literally a drug. I've mentioned this in many other videos, but people that love bomb you, they are literally creating a drug. They study you and learn exactly what you need, what's missing, what your wounding and trauma is, and they will create a fantasy and love bombing around that, and you will get addicted to that. And that's how they can manipulate and control you, but that is not real love. That is you replaying out old childhood trauma from the love that you didn't get or some other trauma. And what your brain and subconscious mind does in order to heal that trauma is find a similar situation and try to heal it again and again. But that's not how it works. It's an inside job. We have to do that ourselves. Otherwise, we'll keep attracting these toxic relationships again and again. So again, my love, what is it for you? Dig deep. Did you have a caregiver or parent that told you you are only important, you are only worthy, you will only be loved if you do this? Or one I see a lot is, you will only be loved if you don't shine, if you dim your light, because I didn't live up to my potential, so I am very threatened by the idea of you being better than me or shining your light in any way. Or did you have to overperform? Did you have to be perfect in every way to get any type of love or validation? And if your grades weren't perfect, if you didn't perform perfectly, if you weren't the top athlete, then you got rejected or scolded. Like you just couldn't be human. That is trauma, my love. And your brain subconsciously and unconsciously associates that with love now, which is why you're frustrated, because logically you know, okay, I want this type of relationship, but the subconscious part of your brain is still attracting that old trauma. So again, that's why we need to bring it into the conscious mind and let it go. Okay, we're gonna download a new program around what love and relationships look like for you. And we have to do that inner work first, because right now, if you were to be really real, do you want that relationship? Because without doing that work, and if you were to be really real with yourself, it might be that you just are longing that relationship for a form of validation, or to get some need that you have that's unmet right now externally or from someone else. And this could be anything. It could be to feel safe, to feel secure, for financial reasons, reasons for emotional comfort. But I'm telling you, if you do all of this, everything is an inside job at first. And if you could provide those things for yourself, you're not coming from a place of desperation. Desperation attracts negative energy. It attracts narcissists and sociopaths and people with other personality disorders and malignant things that will only harm you in the end. That's what desperate energy does, so we have to alleviate all of that first. And here's the other thing. It's temporarily uncomfortable to look at this stuff and clear it up, but it goes by pretty quickly. But a lot of times I see people, and I watch my clients go through it, and it's fine, and they'll get into another relationship and ignore the red flags, and you write off that anxiety that you feel in the pit of your stomach as chemistry or lust, or when someone's clearly being avoidant, you're like, they're just so busy and mysterious, or I'm just in my head. Or another one I see a lot is when someone's unpredictable, they're always changing things up on you, which is them clearly showing you that they're not safe or stable. You write it off as like, it's fine, I'm just so chill and go with the flow, it's totally fine. No, it's not, baby. You could be adventurous and spontaneous with someone that is stable and secure and makes you feel safe. That is possible for you, and you deserve that. But when we ignore these red flags and we tolerate these things, it's because our nervous system is addicted to chaos and unpredictability. And however you were treated in childhood, that did not serve you, but you're negatively associating with love. So you literally become addicted to proving yourself and the chase, the unhealthy chase. Because if you are a man or the masculine energy in a relationship, yeah, you should pursue and chase. But I'm talking about when it's unhealthy and you feel like you're in this addiction feedback loop where you're constantly proving yourself and you're never enough. There should be a synergistic flow to everything. There should be a little bit of pursuit and a little bit of appreciation going back and forth in a nice, healthy way that feels really good and safe and secure, and not rooted in the 4 F's: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I want you to really look at this. Are you doing any of the F's? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So fighting is like, hey, why aren't you doing what I want you to? Hey, what's going on? Freeze is kind of more on the avoidant side, where you back up and you don't say anything, or you suppress how you feel when you should be speaking up. Flight is the true avoidant one, like, peace out, I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna leave. Or the other version of flight that is often overlooked is that you just abandon yourself. So you see them pulling away, or the narcissist might be starting to devalue you, so you completely abandon yourself. I'm not going to the gym. I don't need to hang out with my kids, whatever it is. A flight from yourself, and it's like, what do you need? What do you need? I'll just do everything. And then that goes into fawn. So you're fawning over them. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like narcissists can really pull this out of you, and so can borderline people. I mean, I see it in all the personality disorders, but you completely abandon yourself to start fawning over this person. And I've done this before with narcissists before I healed this wounding, so you're not alone. But just to stop all the narcissistic devaluing and the arguments, I would go into fawn and be like, you're so handsome, and you're just, oh my God, you're so wonderful. Look at what you've done. Like, anything to make it stop. So you're not alone. These are very normal things to do when you're unhealed, but you deserve so much better than that. So it's about recognizing it. So really take the time and journal about it and write it down. Like, when do I do these behaviors? Again, we're bringing it into the light so it can dissolve. And another thing I ask my clients is like, okay, what are you really afraid of? And you might be afraid of intimacy. If you're attracting people that are not emotionally available, babe, you are not emotionally available in some way. And that is a hard pill to swallow. Again, I have been there. I was like, I'm ready for a relationship. And I kept attracting emotionally unavailable people. And it was really hard to understand and bring into my consciousness that I was also emotionally unavailable, because I was afraid personally for someone to fully see me because I thought that they would reject me. And I had to work with a therapist to even understand that that was the unconscious belief, but a lot of us have that unconscious belief. So again, if you were to do that shadow work, as Jung says, just like that slightly unconscious part of yourself, but you can bring it into consciousness. It's like, okay, if you could accept the fact that I'm attracting unavailable people, emotionally unavailable people, so I must be unemotionally available somewhere. If you can just accept that and say, okay, maybe if that's true, in what areas of my life and where in my heart am I emotionally unavailable? What am I afraid for people to see? Am I afraid of being just like all consumed? Like all of a sudden this person is just with me all the time and I'm like, oh my God, I need my space? Or am I afraid that I am going to open my heart up to someone and love them and they're going to abandon me and I won't be able to deal with that pain? Like that pain might actually kill me. There is a hidden fear there. So if you can identify that fear, you can really look at it and say, okay, one, this fear will not kill me. And two, when I attract a healthy relationship, I will be able to talk with someone about this fear. And I won't attract someone that will traumatize or re-traumatize me in this way because I've done the inner work and because I feel at peace with myself and I truly love myself. I trust that I'm not going to attract that. And if I see that coming, I will politely decline it. But when I have anxiety about potentially being abandoned or anxiety that this is too much and I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need my space or both, I can talk to my partner about it and we could create healthy boundaries around that. That is the shift that happens. That is the new neural pathway and feedback loop that gets created. So we can go from love and actually any type of relationships from being this like dopamine reward system where you have to chase and you're like constantly in this cortisol state to being like this place of love and safety and security and stability. And when you're unhealed, that might be boring at first, or you might not even be able to recognize it. But when you do this inner work that I've been talking about throughout this video, not only will you attract those healthy relationships, but every area of your life will get better because you're not in this survival cortisol state where this relationship or relationships are stressing you out. You have family, friends, like you're in a job that doesn't appreciate you. All of those things elevate, so every area of your life gets better. Now, warning, I say this a lot, and I'm going to warn you again. When you level up, when you heal these parts of you, some people will not be down for it. Some people will be like, hey, where did that doormat go? I like that doormat where everything was about me and nothing was about you. And I could just use you and discard you. Or I could take you off the shelf like a bottle of alcohol and have fun with you and then discard you until I need you again. Where's that person? I don't like this healed thing that you have going on. That is going to happen. And you have to be okay with letting those dynamics go. And I don't want to minimize how hard this can be because we all have exes, for instance, that completely didn't treat us right, but we're like, if they could only do this, or there's something about them that you might still be drawn to. So they might breadcrumb a little bit, might love bomb a little bit to pull you in and keep doing the same thing. But there is a part of your healing journey that as you level up, these people will circle back. And yes, it might be the universe or God testing you, but I really think it's an ability and it's an opportunity to strengthen and fortify all of this healing that you've done. So you could look at that person or that old situation that's being offered to you and be like, thank you, but no thank you, because it really doesn't serve you anymore. And I promise you, you will get to the point where you are so liberated and so free from these old patterns that it will give you the ick. And you might be offended and you are like, hell to the no. That is definitely not what is happening. You will get there, my love, I promise. And it will feel so good and you will feel so proud of yourself. But know that that is coming because some people backslide a little bit and I've been there too. It's okay. You can backslide as long as it's more of a like slingshot moment. So you backslide a little bit and then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going backwards. And then it just propels you into a even higher level of peace and love, which are very high vibrational states of consciousness. We want to be there as often as possible. And that's why I'm always getting you guys to be in a baseline state of peace. When you're in a state of peace, your creativity is alive, your health is amazing, and you're actually enjoying your life to the fullest. So that is where I want you to be. So watch this video again and go over the exercises and really dig deep to bring these things into the light, into your consciousness, because that is where they lose all of their power. And when they do, you've made all this space to actually have and attract the type of relationships that you want. And you deserve that, my love. Okay, let me know how that goes. Let me know if you had any aha moments, and please let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you in the next video where we chat more about how to rewire your brain to be the highest and best version of yourself and thrive in every area of your life. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Mwah.